Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Toby's Talk Show, and today we are back and we are talking about the Knicks, or not the Knicks, sorry. I'm just so used to talking about the Knicks nowadays, uh, now that they are so hot on that 9 game win streak. But we are talking about the other team in New York, the Brooklyn Nets, defeating the Phoenix Suns today. It was a nice afternoon Sunday ESPN game, and it was a pretty solid one, I'm not going to lie. Um, for the first 2.5 quarters, I would say it was a great game, a lot of scoring. But then you kind of felt this like urge that the Nets were about to take over because basically the Suns started out kind of up by 10 for a good majority, and the Nets cut that to two. And then it was kind of a battle again in like the beginning of the third. But then the Nets started to chip away, and KD and Kyrie just continue to stay hot, and other people like Landry Shamet, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan making plays. And at least for me, I felt like the Nets were creeping up and they're about to just, attack their prey, which is the Suns in this case. And they did exactly that, kind of blowing them out at the end. The kind of the last 6 minutes, they took a big lead, and it was just too much. The Suns ended up only losing by 9, with like 3 minutes left. It was like a 15-point game. The game was over. Let's look at the stats quickly. Um, let's start with Kyrie. You know, I always say this when I talk about Kyrie, but Kyrie, I understand why some people may be frustrated with what he says online or how he, acts with some of the things he's done or stepping away without saying anything, etc., etc. But this man is just one of the most entertaining players to watch in the NBA, and you just have to respect that. There's really no debating that. The skill this man possesses is just it's crazy to watch. It's like this guy does a new thing, like something you haven't seen every single game that you watch. His dribble package is phenomenal. His shot creation's off the charts, and just his shot making is off the charts. And it's just so fun to watch. Defensively, he also had a solid game today. There was points, especially there was a crucial possession where the Suns were kind of trying to come back, and Kyrie, just took the challenge against Chris Paul, and Chris Paul went at him 2 times in the same possession, and Kyrie just locked down and forced a turnover. So really nice stuff from Kyrie today. Obviously, you're not going to get a defensive beast Kyrie every game, but it is nice to get it once in a while. And you're always going to get that offensive beast. 34, 10 for 19 from the field, 5 for 7 from three, and he's going to give you your 12 assists, and he chipped in with 6 rebounds as well. Just an animal. Whether you like him or not as a person, because I know some people don't. As a player, you got to respect it. Let's see. Also, Kevin Durant. This guy played 28 minutes and dropped 33 points on 12 for 21, 2 for 3 from three, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Uh, and yeah, again, he couldn't miss either. Blake Griffin was very good today, just making, very energizing plays. 16, 5, and 4, 6 for 9 shooting. Haha. And yeah, Jeff Green and Joe Harris also had some really nice plays. Going to the Suns, Devin Booker was amazing. Like I said, it was a really good game. Like for the first 3 quarters, you basically just saw Kyrie, KD, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton all just have fun and play basketball. And then that's kind of just took over. Devin Booker, 36 points, 12 for 24 from the field, 4 for 5 from three, 3 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton had a very good game, and I think that's going to be the one problem. I think everyone knows it with the Nets in the playoffs is like they're going to face some dominant big men, and they just don't have the size for it or the defense for it. And so it's going to be very interesting. DeAndre Ayton had a great game, 20, 13, and 3 assists, making some really nice passes, honestly. Chris Paul doing Chris Paul things, 14, 4, 8. I think the difference for the Suns is I think Chris Paul is going to have to be that third star as like offensively as well, points wise, for the Suns to be able to beat teams like the Nets, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Bucks, etc. Torrey Craig had a great game, 20 and 14. Wow, I didn't even realize it was that good. Jeez. 6 for 9 shooting as well, 14 rebounds. God. Wow. Wow. I did not expect to look at that when I looked at the stat sheet. But yeah, Torrey Craig having another great game and looking like a great pickup for the Suns after the Bucks just for some reason let him go. Uh, and yeah, I mean, Steve Nash had some weird rotations. There was one time where Blake Griffin was the 5 and DeAndre Ayton just absolutely ate. But at the end of the day, the Nets got the W, and you know, as bad or as good as a coach Steve Nash is, all you need is Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden on your team. And I think it brings up a good point. Do the Nets need all three of them to make it out of the East and maybe even win a finals? Because the Nets were, if Kyrie and Katie were healthy, they would have been contenders last year. And I know they lost, obviously, they lost Karis LeVert and Jared Allen for James Harden, but this team is still very, very good, and they win games no matter, if they have one, two, or three superstars. So they're dangerous. I was talking to my dad. It was funny. I was saying like, it'd be good for the NBA to see, James Harden, Kyrie, and KD play all together, just because it's something, it's remarkable. Three, first ballot Hall of Famers, three just absolute legends offensively in the game together playing. We haven't seen that in a minute. Obviously, you could look at like, the Heat, Big Three, and the Warriors. But like these are just three like, Clay is kind of like an off-ball guy. So just three ball handler, just offensive beasts. It's good for the league if they're playing, but at the same time, for the rest of the league, I'm sure they'd rather have those guys take time off. I'm gonna end it there, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, comment down below if you think the Nets can win a chip with only two of the three of them, and if so, who. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.